guys, we're back again. This is What's Done in the Dark Tea, and we are recapping Love is Blind Season 8, Episode 12. So I will say, tonight's episode had a lot going on and nothing going on, all at the same time. It was kind of like you were just getting little bits of you were kind of getting a little bit of a lot, if that makes any sense, but we'll just kind of go through it. So whenever the episode picks up, we see it's still the night before, so we get another conversation between Kinsey and Corbin. They are talking yet again. Now you can tell this dynamic is kind of making the house I won't say uncomfortable, but it's definitely making things a little weird in the house, because even though Melanie is hung up on Sincere, I think that the Kinsey aspect of it all is also keeping her from messing with Corbin. So Corbin, is keeping her from messing around with Corbin. So Corbin and Kinsey are on the dock, and they're doing their thing, and Kinsey is kind of begging Corbin for a kiss. Corbin decides he doesn't want to kiss Kinsey, but from the angle that they're at, Caleb and Sin are having a conversation, and it looks like Kinsey and Corbin are kissing. Sol walks into the kitchen. She asks what's going on, who are y'all talking about? They say Kinsey and Corbin are kissing. Sol ends up telling that to Melanie, and then Melanie ends up sleeping that night again in the hideaway. So like I said, I just think that the dynamic between Corbin and Kinsey is kind of, in a way, making everything weird. So then we get the shot of Zach and Kata in the hideaway, because they got voted in the previous episode to go into the hideaway. So we have Zach and Kata in there. I was begging my lucky frickin' charms that Kata did not sleep with Zach, but we see that Kata gives up the cheeks. She sleeps with Zach. And then before even that, for one, why the hell is that room so freaked out? What is with the whips and chains and handcuffs? Not that can't be a good time, but Love Island, what's going on? This is extra freaked out season, extra freaked out people. Either way, so Zach is soon, literally, I don't even think he's fully, never mind. As soon as Zach and Kata are done, they are split, they're separate. Tell me why he's going to be like, are you going to kill me if I talk to a bombshell? And she's like, yeah. Kata, I don't know why you slept with this man. They are definitely going to send in a bombshell to mess that up. That's 100% happening. Then we get, so then Kata comes back. Kata and Zach, they come back from the hideaway. Whatever. Kata immediately tells the girls that her and Zach slept together. Then you get Zach telling the guys that they slept together. And then you kind of get this conversation that happens between Zach and KC, where KC is kind of venting about Anaya, because KC and Anaya are still not speaking from the night before. When they wake up the next morning, KC tries to talk to Anaya. She's not ready to talk to him. So he ends up having a conversation with Zach instead. In the conversation that he has with Zach, he essentially says, it's pissing me off how she's acting, I always choose her, blah, 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 blah. But then he immediately starts talking about sex. This is what I'm talking about. This cast is so freaked out. No one is going to find anybody because everybody is just too freaked out. They should have went on Temptation Island. Isn't that the one where you just what is the one where you lose points or money or whatever if you guys are touching each other? This cast would be cooked. But either way, so they have this conversation, and I didn't like this at all. Casey calls Anaya a grandma because she goes to sleep early and she doesn't want to sleep with him. Y'all have been in this villa for all of 2 weeks. In real life, are y'all running out and sleeping with somebody in 2 weeks? This man ain't even took her on a date yet. They haven't even had any dates in this villa. All he does is sit over there and make faces, and she's supposed to be giving up butt. I don't understand that. I don't like that at all. I made this note. This was really weird. I kind of said this out of order, but Bryce, whenever he comes back, or Zach, whenever he comes back from the hideaway, Bryce makes this weird comment about Zach's arms looking good, like he got a good workout. And I feel like Love Island is definitely in the comment sections, and they're seeing how people are saying stuff about Zach and Bryce's bromance or whatever is going on. And I feel like they're definitely playing into the angle, because why the hell did y'all show us that? Love Island is super petty. So, oh yeah. Okay, so then next, we ended up getting a conversation between Jen and Kenzie. And this is weird. I mean, over the last couple episodes, like, I'm not gonna lie, Kenzie has been losing me a little bit, but this is where she really started losing me this episode. I was like, I don't know if I like you, girl. It's going to take me a minute to see if I like you. Because she has this conversation with Jen, and she's pretty much saying she wants to explore. Like she's somehow being held back from exploring. Girl, all you've done is explore. Every single time you turn around, you are in Corbin's face. All you do is explore. I don't understand. You want more freedom than that? But then she, at the same time, she's kind of like throwing shots at Melanie and trying to make it seem like Melanie's situation with Sincere is messing up everything. And Kenzie, I got a news flash for you. No, it's not. You are. You and Sin are doing the exact same things. So how can you say Melanie is messing up anything? You're just jealous that Corbin didn't want to kiss you one night because he wanted to respect his couple, which is usually how Love Island works. You only kiss the person that you're with outside of challenges. So I don't even understand this, but whatever. I didn't like this conversation. Jen, I just feel like you're just following her up, and it's like, for what, girl? You've been here for 2 minutes. Sit down. You just sit down. I didn't like that at all. But she wants to explore. I don't know who's stopping her from exploring. It's not dear sweet Caleb who's sitting over there. He looks so freaking sad. I feel so bad for Caleb. I want them to bring in, this is what I want. I want bombshells to be brought in immediately. I want a bombshell for Anaya, and I want a bombshell for Caleb. I want Caleb to stay. I don't care if, at this point, I don't really care about Kenzie. I don't really care about Corbin. I don't care what they do. But I think Caleb should get the chance to stay and meet somebody, because what's going on with Kenzie is, that's going to beep out. So then we get a nice conversation between Melanie and Corbin. I did like to see this conversation. He kind of relays to Melanie that he didn't kiss Kenzie that night out of respect for her, and they kind of like, talk. He's saying that he wants, some acknowledgement for the fact that he is trying to make the, I guess, couple work, even though they've barely talked, which I did like this. I was like, okay, Corbin. I think at one point Soul had said something about Corbin having, oh yeah, when they were sitting, there was a really funny part where they're all like at breakfast, and it's like Anaya, Soul, and I can't remember who else it was. It's like Anaya, Soul, and Trinity. Anaya, Soul, and Trinity. And they're sitting in there, and Anaya's like, oh, this is my favorite channel, blah, 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 looking at the guys work out. So they like move closer and all this, and they're like checking out all of the guys. I just thought that was a really, really funny scene. It was very, very cute. And so we're getting the conversation. I'm all over the place, whatever. We get the conversation between Corbin and Mel, which I do really like. I thought that was cute. They agree that they're going to try more into their relationship, and or their couple or whatever. And then she says that she's going to actually sleep in the bed with him. I can't wait for freaking movie night in this, for this season, because everybody is a liar. Everybody is a liar. Then we get a conversation between Mel and Anaya. So Anaya's basically talking about KC and just expressing how she feels about him not telling the truth and everything like that. And she's just kind of saying that, she doesn't want to feel like she's holding him back or anything like that. And then she brings up the fact too, she brings up the fact that, he is always like touching on her, and she's saying that he's overly sexual, and she was just like, I don't want to sleep with you. So what if I actually want to sleep when we get a chance to sleep? And we know from previous seasons that they're like sleep deprived. So when they get a chance to sleep, they want to sleep. I just thought that was so weird, because like Casey, like, if the girl doesn't want you touching up on her, then don't be touching up on her. Like, what the hell is going on? Then we get a random conversation. I just thought this was so funny. It has nothing to do with anything. But Trinity, my girl Trinity, is freaked out. Not only are you given Gok 2000 in the back of your mom's van, but you're over here talking about a foot job. When she said that she gave a foot job, the way that Bryce's chin turned, what? I've never done one of those. And I'm like, I couldn't really tell if he was like, which aspect of it he has not done, but either way, that whatever. It was just very funny. That was just a random moment. I actually took notes this time, if you guys couldn't tell. So we get later on into the night. The girls are dressed, the guys are dressed, everybody looks good. We get a toast. We get the toast is from Kata. She makes this weird joke about Zach feeling lighter, which I was like, ugh, girl, please don't. Ugh, I just really wish she wouldn't have slept with him. She can't take it back now, but it's like, girl, when you get out of the villa, just say that one didn't even happen. When you're counting your numbers, just erase that one. Then we see Sin sitting with Soul, and he is telling Soul, like, he feels bad about how stuff went with Melanie and or whatever, and he feels weird that he hasn't had a talk with her, and that he feels like they should have a talk at some point. Soul's very calm. She believes him. She says, okay, like, go ahead, have a conversation. She's not too much worried about it. At least she's outwardly not acting worried about it, but in my mind, I feel like, girl, you know that this man ain't shit. You already know. But either way, she says that they can have a conversation. Kenzie is still in the kitchen again, being jealous and freaking weird. So weird again, and I don't know. The relationship with her and Jen, I'm just not feeling it. She was just being so petty and weird. Then finally, after the whole episode goes on, I'm like, Anaya, I understand that you're pissed off, but get your ass down there and talk to KC. I'm tired of it. Not that she doesn't have a right to be mad. I don't know if it just feels like we're missing something, because it's like I can see both sides of it, but honestly, I feel like she's right. He is immature, and I feel like he's right. She is like a little boring. Like but there's nothing wrong with boring. I'm boring as hell, so I can't say anything. I am Anaya. Anaya is me. But either way, so Anaya and KC finally have a conversation. This conversation goes absolutely fucking nowhere. I really wish it had, but I feel like they're just not on the same page. I think Anaya is very insecure in their connection, and I don't know. I feel like just from the little clips we've seen in the house, there's a lot of stuff going on that's making her feel that way. And I just feel like it's manifesting in the worst possible ways, and I hate that for her. But I also, like I said before, I don't like a jokey man, and I can understand how difficult it is when you're trying to express your emotions and the person that you're trying to talk to is just joking around all the time. So that can kind of make you a little bit more sensitive, especially because you know how it is when you feel like you're not being heard. So I completely get that. We get another conversation. We get Gabe, Trin, and Kata have a conversation. They're kind of asking him how he feels about Jen. I love that Trinity was such good friends with Bea. She's like, she's still trying to get the tea. Like, she's letting it be known, like, yeah, you and Jen may be good together, but, I saw you over there and Bea had just left. And I love that Trinity keeps it real. I like that. He says that he really likes Jen. He could see himself walking out of the villa with her. He says they have a connection. Kata asked him, like, would you still want to talk to Jen if Bea was here? He says that he couldn't be sure, and I think we all know the answer to that is yes. This man was talking to her even when Bea was there. He's freaked out. I do think that he liked Bea, but overall, I just think that this man is dangerously horny. I don't know. That's just what I think. Then we get so as all of this is going on, Kinsey and Jen are having the conversation in the kitchen. So they go and they pull Soul. At the same time that they pull Soul, Sincere pulls Melanie. But while they're in there, they're talking, they're pulling Soul in on the whole idea that Melanie is messing up everything and she's pissing off everybody and that she needs to get it together and that they're just so mad about Melanie. So this is what's happening in their room. Soul seems pretty content, pretty confident. She's saying that Sincere makes her feel good. He says he doesn't want to explore anybody else, that they're good, locked in. We get Sincere and Mel in the speakeasy, and immediately that man is a liar. He is sitting in there with Mel. I never wanted this to end. I never wanted to stop exploring you. I miss you. God, every time that man opens his mouth, it's a lie. And he has this look on his face of like sincerity, and the hair is blowing. And I just know if I would have been in college, this man would have ruined my freaking life. I know that he had those girls like in whatever school he went to where he was running track. I know that he was terrorizing these girls. I know he was. Yeah, so he's a liar, and we're going to see more of him lying because that's what sin has done so far, is lie. And then the last thing that we see of this episode before it goes off is, of course, Corbin and Kinsey talking. Kinsey is literally in the kitchen talking to Caleb like they're having a conversation, and then Corbin walks up like, I'm so cool, man. Hey, Kinsey, could I borrow you for a minute? I'm like, give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. But either way, he walks up. Kinsey, of course, okay, what's the joke? I don't get it. She gets on my nerves. It's that ditzy stuff is just pissing me off. But either way, they go all the way back into the room. I'm like, what kind of sketchy shit is this? And, oh yeah, I forgot to say earlier, I think Corbin was talking to, I want to say he was talking to KC. Oh yeah, I said earlier that KC was talking to Zach, but I think KC actually may have been talking to Corbin, and Corbin was talking about him and Kinsey. And whenever KC asked Corbin like what they be doing in the bed, he said, I'd be beatboxing that thing. And what the hell? That was so funny, but that explains that clip that the producer showed us, that like very messy clip when it looked like Corbin was asleep, but Kinsey was like, looking lively. Yeah, so that explains that. So I think that they've definitely done a lot. But either way, they go all the way back into the bedrooms, into like the very, very back, which I was like, are y'all about to take this to the next level right now? But they're sitting back there talking. Oh, I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. I just can't tell that you like me. You should go and be with her since that's where you want to go be with. And keep in mind, her acting all like this is because he didn't kiss her one time. She has dang near tried to form an alliance against Melanie. Then over here, you act like you don't like me off of one kiss. This girl is, I don't know, she is so emotionally immature that she's really starting to drain me. I'm not going to lie. I know that that's the whole point of the show, and I do think she's good TV, but sometimes people are just exhausting. She reminds me of the girls I used to cheer with. Not all of them, but some of them. And Jesus, between the splits and just, either way. So they're all the way back there. I miss you. I miss you. You don't like me. I don't, whatever. So then they're back there, and then they start kissing again. They start kissing again, and they start kissing again. And then they decide that they're not going to tell anybody because it's going to have the house messed up and all this stuff like that. I cannot wait until Love Island, do not fail us. Please drop movie night, or do those challenges where they like drop secrets and just let you know what your people are doing. Please give us that, because I want everybody to know, like, this is one of the sneakiest seasons, and I hope that they put it all out there. But either way, that's how the episode ends, and we see that we get the first look for tomorrow and we see that we get a vote, or a vote is coming up. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, but sometime this week we get a vote. Don't know what we're voting on, but I guess we'll see. But that is my recap of Love Island Season 8, Episode 12. Yeah, it was a whole lot of nothing, honestly, but we're here, so I will be back with y'all tomorrow, and I hope that you guys enjoyed. Have a good night, and I will talk to you later. Bye.